How many times have you cleaned out and then rearranged and maybe cleaned out and rearranged again your pantry? Or have you simply given up on the notion of ever having it organized? Well, the problem may not be you and all your stuff, but rather the place that you try to cram it all into. The man with customized solutions is here once again. Michael Saunders is the owner of Shelfgenie of Columbus. So good to see you, Michael.
Good to see you too, Robin.
All right, I know you have seen probably more disorganized pantries than the common person.
Yes, for sure. I mean, it's my job.
It is your job, and that's the thing about it is I want you to list a few of the most common problems, the concerns that you hear when it comes to somebody's pantry.
I would say the biggest issue we have with pantries is when we walk in and we see those closet pantries with the wire shelving in it.
The wire shelves. It's like you look and you go, oh, I can help you out.
I mean, everybody hates them. They're going out to stores and they're buying all these gadgets to try and solve their problem, to tier things up. They're putting like plexiglass or something down because when they stand everything up on the wire shelving, it's falling over.
Topples over.
They're stacking everything. They have no clue what's in the back. It drives them insane.
And those are pretty much the go-to shelving in any construction, even past or present. I feel like they're still doing that, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the way they do a pantry. You know, it's no different than the way they do your closet. You know,
sure.
They're not putting closet systems in there. They're letting the homeowner do that stuff after they build the home.
Okay,
and the pantry is the same thing.
And that's the thing is it's good to have those options because then you can really customize it for what you need, what you put in that pantry, what you put in that closet, that kind of thing.
Exactly. You know, even if the home builder was putting some stuff in there, it's going to be kind of generic because they don't know what you have. They're not designing around that. That's what we're doing is we're coming in and designing around how you use the pantry. Sometimes pantries are not used for just food. Sometimes it's a smaller kitchen. Sometimes people just have all kinds of stuff. We have to put some cookware and things of that nature in the pantry in addition to food.
So let's talk about the actual structure of your shelving then. How different is it than those standard wire shelves you're seeing?
It's nothing like a standard wire shelf. So ours are solid wood boxes. We use real wood. We don't use particle board or anything like that. We use high strength rails. They're stainless steel rails with ball bearings in them. They're very smooth gliding. I like to say they're one finger in, one finger out.
Oh, easy, yeah.
The boxes hold 100 pounds once we install them. We have tons of options on every single box that we do.
Okay, and that's the thing because when you walk into someone, we're looking at some of the kind of before and after photos, but you actually do kind of measure each piece of food or whatever it may be that they have.
Yes, if you look at the wire shelving, it's all evenly spaced. You know, there's probably like 2 foot in between each shelf. So when you put canned goods on there, it's just natural to want to stack the cans up and use all that space.
Yeah.
Well, what we do is undo all that stacking. We measure the entire door opening of the pantry, the height of it. We start looking at what height items we're going to put on each shelf. We design around that. We crunch the shelves together to eliminate that dead space. By doing that, we're typically adding at least 1, if not 2, sometimes 3 additional shelves. And here's the other thing, that wire shelving is usually 12 or 16 inches deep, but the pantry is actually 24 inches deep. So you're losing all that space in front of in the front. We make ours the full depth. So we use every single bit of space, and because it pulls out all the way, it's all usable space.
Okay, that's the big key. And does it matter if you have one of those closet pantries, if you have a walk-in pantry? I mean, can you guys fit it all?
We can do everything. We can do everything from a cabinet pantry, which is basically the same as a lower cabinet, it's just taller.
Right.
We can do a closet pantry, which is the drywall with a real door on it type pantry, and those come in all shapes and sizes. And also, you have a walk-in pantry where you open the door, you physically walk into it. We can do things in those as well. There's no pantry that we can't put a shelf in.
And Michael, you do a lot of that in the in-home consultation. You go in, you see how people use their space. So if somebody were to call today, how long is the whole process? What are they expecting?
So the whole process is going to be approximately 6 to 8 weeks from the time we come out and do the actual design process to have everything built, shipped up here, manufactured, all that stuff, and then put in. The design consultation usually can run anywhere from 1.5 hours to 2 hours, depending on how much talking, what all we're looking at. Our installs, 99% of our installs are done in a day or less.
Perfect. That's how long you're in the home really putting everything in.
I mean, literally, you take the stuff out the night before, you take all the stuff out of the pantry. We come in that morning, start putting it in. We're out of there by mid-afternoon. That evening, you're putting everything away. It's affected you for about 24 hours.
And it's going to change the rest of your life.
It's going to change your life.
All right, Michael, of course, all the information on screen if you want to get started with Shelf Genie today. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.